Hello, everyone. Welcome and thanks for joining us once again. My name is Deborah and I'm Venus English Ambassador. Today we have a very special AMA with a very special guest. Please let's give a warm welcome to Carlos, the CEO of DEGA. Hello, Carlos. It's a pleasure to have you here with us. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, Devi. It's a pleasure to be here. It's something that I've been looking forward for a few months now, actually, and I'm glad that it's finally here.
So great to have you here with us. So, for our audience just hearing about DEGA, it is a Web3 game developer ecosystem, and they will be deploying a social AI simulation game on the Venus ecosystem. And honestly, I believe that this partnership will create a whole new experience for both Venus and DEGA. So, today Carlos will be showing us a live demo of the game. And during the live stream of the game, I'll be asking him some questions, concerning the game, the partnership with Venus, and the benefits of this integration. So, Carlos, I don't know if we can start now. Can we start now?
Yeah, let's get rolling. And just a little bit of context for the audience. DEGA stands for Decentralized Gaming, and our vision is to empower everyone around the world to be able to design, publish, and monetize games in minutes at low cost. Think about it like the Wix for gaming or the WordPress for gaming, where someone that's not technical, right, that doesn't know how to program or use cloud computing, can still publish their vision around the world, right? So we want to empower people and brands to be able to tell their story through gaming and to be able to engage with their audience through gaming, right? And that's exactly the type of vision that brought us to work together with Venus Protocol. So very excited to get this partnership going.
Yeah, we're excited to have this with you also. So, my first question: can you please share the inspiration behind the collaboration between Venus Protocol and DIGA? And could you please tell us how this partnership came about?
Yeah, so I think that both protocols have a vision to empower people around the world. I myself am from Latin America. I'm originally from Honduras, and I live in Costa Rica. And for us, it's a very different world than for people that live in the U.S. and Europe. Not that they don't face their own challenges, but we got it, and we're playing the life in hard mode, right? So for innovators and creative people to be able to tap into the global economy for getting paid, fundraising, connecting with other people and other innovators. For most of them, kind of like Web3 is the only option that they have, right? And we see that we can join forces with other protocols. We at DEGA believe that by working together with others is that we're going to be able to reach these goals of empowering creators worldwide. So this conversation started when I met Brad when he came to Costa Rica for an event called Blockchain Jungle. So I had the opportunity to chat with him, and I told him, "Hey, this is what we're building over at DEGA, integrating artificial intelligence for automation and processes, and kind of gamifying access to the blockchain space, right?" So he was like, "Yeah, that sounds really cool. We could really use that in Venus." And kind of like the idea is to bring forth onboarding, an easier onboarding experience in terms of education, and also gamifying the usage of the Venus protocol, right? So that instead of just, needing people to go through like a very steep learning curve when being onboarded into crypto and DeFi, we want to simplify that, make it into a game, make it so they're having fun and learning as they're working with your DeFi tooling.
Oh, thank you very much. That's a lot. That's a lot. We're actually really all just excited about this integration. And honestly, I feel we are technically bringing DeFi and GameFi together to create something unique that will, benefit both ecosystems. It's actually a huge deal, and it's really exciting to see. So, for my next question, could you please tell us what sets the Legends apart from other social simulation games that are currently, available?
Yeah, so this is really bleeding edge innovation, right? It wasn't too long ago that People thought that AI was just a vaporwave, right? But now we can see that through the latest innovations brought by OpenAI, now also by Elon Musk and other innovators into space, it's kind of like a new frontier that has opened up before us, right? The new capabilities in terms of automation. So we were like, man, this definitely makes sense to integrate this into gaming and crypto, right? Because those are two very software native industries, right? Everything is software in crypto, everything is software in gaming. So we can really power new use cases that were literally impossible just 3 or 4 years ago. So, what sets it apart really is that it's a whole new game genre, right? It's a whole new style or type of gaming. The closest thing to it is, The Sims, right? That's why we call it a social simulation gameplay, just to kind of like refer to something, because there's really nothing like it, but that's the closest thing to it, right? So for those of you in the audience who haven't played The Sim, it was essentially a virtual world where you could create new personas, and you can give them like goals, like your goal is to be a CEO, your goal is to be a musician, whatever, right? So the characters will go about the world and try to achieve things, and then you can tweak and make certain decisions to help them reach those goals. And then that would open up more features within the game. So this one is like that. This game is a simulation. It's a world where characters or personas go about executing tasks that you give them, but it's not a simulation really, right? We call it a social sim just to refer to it, but it's actually social automation gameplay, because they're going to be interacting with real world data and performing real world operations on chain, right? So they'll be able to do lending on the Venus protocol, they'll be able to do looping, going long, going short, swapping on dexes. So this is really something that's never been done before. um, in the space. We've had automations, right, with algorithms and projects, but not in a gamified way. And certainly not having the algorithms talk to each other and learn from each other, which is something that we're going to be seeing today in the live stream when I showcase the actual gameplay.
I can't wait to see the demo, honestly. And I think this is actually my first time seeing this type of unique integration up close. I only ever really played. I've played The Sims, so I'm really looking forward to this. Seeing as this is like an upgrade from The Sims, I'm really excited, and I feel like in a way this partnership has really given me that the insight to understand better. I see that it's like the integration. It not only adds a boost to both projects. It is like a fine way to expand our ecosystem and to evolve. A lot of things are constantly changing in Web3. I've seen a lot of change in the past years, and a lot of technologies are coming up. A lot of projects are now going, cross-chain. There are better risk management practices, all of that, and we just keep expanding and evolving as these changes keep coming. So I love seeing projects like Venus and DEGA evolving and adapting to the current trends in order to keep making significant changes in the space. And as a once in a while gamer, I am personally excited to see what you see the demo. I'm really excited about this collaboration. So my next question: how does the Degen integrate DeFi services into its gameplay, and what benefits do players gain from this integration?
Sorry, so I was muted there. Yeah, so basically, for you as the player, right, what you get to do is configure the characters, right, and then you can tell them what they want to, who they are, right. Like you can tell them you're a Bitcoin maxi, right, or you're a DeFi evangelist, or you're a meme coin degen. You can tell them who they are, and then you unleash them into the world, and they'll go about talking to each other to learn about what's best, what to do or how to achieve the goal that they want to do, and then they'll be plugged in directly into several different types of APIs. The one that we're going to see today is a pricing API. Then there will also be plugged into DeFi Twitter's live stream, so they'll learn from the real world conversations happening on Twitter. And then the last step will be to actually give them access to on-chain modifications, right? So that's where the DeFi part comes in. So these guys will be able to understand, what's the liquidity looking at for a given pool, what's the volume been, what are the crypto tokens that are most popular right now on social media, and then they'll go about trying to do the goal that you gave them, right? Let's say you told them, I want to play safe. I just want them to collect as much stablecoin yield as possible. So they'll be able to tap into Venus protocol and understand what are the pools where they can get leverage for stablecoins, right? And then stake those stablecoins to receive yield, be it on Venus itself, or if they need to do another integration with another DeFi protocol, they'll do so, right? So essentially, the benefits for the player is that now you don't have to go and learn a whole bunch of different types of systems, right? And we need to sleep, right? Everybody needs to sleep. We all need to take some time to rest. You can have the AI working for you 24/7, right? um, and the other aspect is that the game will be designed in a way that we will go and open up more difficulty levels for you as you go by, right? So we're not going to slam the entire DeFi universe in your face, because when you're new to this space, you come in and then people are talking to you about leverage and going long and going short and sniping, and it's like it's overwhelming for somebody that's new, right? It makes you feel afraid. So the advantage of integrating DeFi into this is that you'll be able to go step by step, and in reality you're just having a conversation with your AI, and the AI is the one that's handling all the learning, the understanding, and the execution.
Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. I'm really, really excited. I'm looking forward to this. And thank you so much for your very detailed response. I'm sure our audience here are happy to know what they stand to benefit from this integration. I'm seeing a lot of comments. I'm seeing a whole lot of comments. So I know for a fact they're all excited. So for my next question, please can you explain the role of AI companions in the legends and how they enhance the player experience?
Yeah, so essentially AI is, as we move forward as in technological innovation in the next 10 years, everybody better get used to, chatting with AI, right? Being in a chat, being in a voice conversation, but they're gonna be everywhere, right? Everything that you do is going to be supported by artificial intelligence systems, right? Just like social media, right? Everything that we do now revolves around social media. So that'll be the case with AI as well. So in this particular gameplay, what they'll do is they already know how to operate the Venus Protocol DeFi API, right? They understand what it is. They understand the concept of what you can do on the Venus Protocol. So if you have any questions about how to go about doing something, you can chat with them, or you can just instruct them to do it, right? So the benefits that they provide is they reduce the friction for you to be able to integrate or interact, I should say, with DeFi, right? So you can imagine, bringing down the barriers up to a point in which you can just give anybody, hey, you want to start, compounding interest or grow or leveraging your capital in crypto to be able to make more money, right? Make more cash flow. Well, you just go into a chat conversation on the DGens, set your AI to the mission, and then they will go and figure that out. And they'll keep you updated in terms of how your portfolio is doing. They'll advise you to rebalance your portfolio if you need to. And then it's up to you to be able to make those decisions, right? Because at the end of the day, everything, all the power is going to be in your hands. So you can make the choices that you want or that you believe are best for you at the end of the day. But now you have a fully intelligent specialist 24 hours there for you to support you in whatever you need. And of course, DEGA as a system, the AI is just one of the components. Again, there's a whole gamification to it and a step by step onboarding and educational process. So really the power it is and taking DeFi massive, right? That's the key advantage that using AI and gaming brings to DeFi.
Oh, thank you so much for that very detailed explanation. And yeah, we've gotten to the exciting part of the call, one of the most exciting parts of the call. So, Carlos, please, could you kindly share your screen with us to show us, the demo of the game? We are dying to see it, please.
Yeah. I'm spinning it up right now. Let's give it a few seconds as it works
Great.
towards that. And another thing is, for everybody listening, there's actually a playable character that we made specially for the Venus community. It's a special NFT collection of characters that you can use within the game, and they're called the Degens, right? So the quest is being shared in your Telegram and Discord. So go to there, make sure that you follow through those quests. And for all of you XVS holders, this type of character, you'll be able to upgrade it within the Degens game with the XVS token, right? So this is something that we want to do to bring utility and value to your community, on top of all the cool things that you're already doing. And it's kind of like, to showcase how deeply integrated we want to be with the efforts that Venus is doing. And just about to share my screen right now. Give me a second. I want to put it on a cool scenery. Okay, here we go. Percent share screen. Let's see. Let me know once you can see my screen.
Perfect. I can see your screen.
Beautiful. Okay. So this is a proof of concept, to be clear, right? We're making a whole bunch of improvements in the visuals. We'll always use pixel art, but we're going to use a much more higher resolution. And we're going to revamp the entire UI here, and obviously a whole bunch of other improvements. But this kind of like showcases what we can do. If you see here, this is Alexa, and these are the instructions that I gave Alexa, right? She's a live streamer on Twitch, preaching to people, of crypto. She's a big fan of cyberpunk genre applied to Web3 crypto. She wants to build the Illuminati of Web3 gaming. She only does NFT investments and holds gaming tokens, for long term, right? So that's the description that I gave her. So she's actually going about the world, chatting with other AIs, trying to figure out what's the best way to go about realizing her goals, right? If we tap into, let's say, Wella, Wella holds a variety of different types of crypto, everything from Bitcoin to meme coins to stable coins. She's not a maxi of any kind. She loves DeFi and is always looking for new yield farming opportunities. Her favorite platform for yield farming is Venus Protocol, right? So Wella is a super Venus fan. And she's also a fan of PancakeSwap and Uniswap, right? So let me
I love it
see.
already.
Yeah. So let's see an example of a conversation here, right? So, they're going about discussing, making it, they always introduce themselves. I gotta tweak that a little bit because they talk too much about, they constantly reintroduce themselves. They're very, very polite. But here you can even see them talking about DEGA, the Cornucopias Games, which is one of our main gaming partners. They're talking about Neo Tokyo, which is one of the most largest Web3 communities. But let's go a little bit back to Wella, right? Let's see what Wella is saying. So Wella is talking with the Rabbit King, which is DEGA's COO. And then, she's talking about the XVS token price, right? Because she's obsessed with Venus, right? So if you see this, it's live data she's getting right now from CoinMarketCap in this case. And then they just go about, discussing volatility, how the token is doing. It says price has been quite volatile lately. So as you can see, they're able to tap into real world information to learn about each other. And another key feature that these guys have is they actually have memory. They remember what they've discussed and what they've learned from each other, right? Right now, you can only see the live conversation that they're having right now. See, this guy is like pitching meme coin world to the other guy, and they even use hashtags to kind of like signify what they're discussing. So Right now, you can only see the live chat. I'm gonna have to add some history there so they can you can actually see past conversations there. Um, but in general, this is kind of like how it's looking, and you'll be able to configure these descriptions about them. You'll be able to configure them yourself, right now they're hard coded into the system, but you'll be able to change them, right, and give them new goals and give them priorities and say your top priority is this, and then your secondary priority is this other goal, right. So based on that, they'll go about in this simulated world and try to learn from each other and then execute operations on chain. And this is something curious because they even stop to think and process things, right? They're not only talking all the time, right? Like a normal human, they also need time to take a pause and process the information that they've learned, right? So we're really creating kind of like the closest thing that you could have in terms of digital life with this, right? They have memory, they have reasoning, they make plans, they learn. And you can already kind of like imagine the power of having an AI agent do that 24/7 for you, across the board, right?
Wow, this is really exciting to see. So you as a user, you can customize it however way you want.
Yeah, you can give it the orders that you want, right? Um, And again, Wella always talks about XVS and the Rabbit as well because they're obsessed with it. That's the order that I gave them. So that's what they go about doing all day, right?
Okay, wow. So could you tell us how the Legends ensure that players understand and navigate complex DeFi concepts through its progressive learning curve? Could you break it down a bit for me?
Yeah, so there's a reason why people like games a lot, and sometimes people say, why do people don't just do things in the real world, right? And the thing is that the real world is kind of like a little bit confusing sometimes, right? Like it's like a mist. You don't know, how do you know that you're a good son? How do you know that you're a good citizen, right? There's some things that you can know, obviously, but there's you always have questions like, how do I know that this action that I'm taking right now is good, right? So in games, we have what you call progression systems, right? You get a quest, you get a mission, you get a level, right? You get a goal. So by structuring that path, we simplify people's lives in the sense of this is how you can get to where you want to go. And we're constantly giving you feedback of whether you're doing a good job or not so much, right? So this game will have once it's live, it'll have leaderboards. It'll have obviously wikis and a whole bunch of quests and systems to be able to guide people into the right path and let them know if they're doing a good job.
Is it possible? Can you connect with other friends? Like, can you make friends, connect with other people? Share ideas, stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. The very very first release will start out with single player, so you'll single player but multiple AIs, just like the one I'm doing right now. So I control all of them. Kind of like this is kind of I don't know if you saw the show Westworld, but essentially was a sci-fi show about creating your own kind of like your own world. So this is the power that we're gonna place in your hands to begin with, right? Just you, your world, and your AIs, and then we're going to then open it up to be multiplayer so that my AIs can interact with yours. You'll have to be a little bit careful, obviously, because just like in real life, you can have bad influences. So somebody can program their AIs to kind of like mess with yours. So it'll be a whole new adventure. It's a whole new world, right? You got to kind of like take care of the AIs, kind of like your kids. But that'll be part of the fun. So if you see here, the rabbit is thinking he's thinking about carrots, obviously, right? And this is a shout out to our COO. He's the Rabbit King. So basically, yeah, that's kind of like how we'll go about it. First single player and then multiplayer.
This is really nice. Could you provide more details on the top-to-down gameplay experience and how it combines elements of social simulation with DeFi operations?
Yeah, so the social simulation aspect is just having multiple characters here, right? So they're going about creating like the closest thing that we can have in the digital world to a real life society, right? They have different goals, different visions, different personalities, right? And they actually influence each other. One time, I actually had one of my AIs that was into gaming influence the other one that was into meme coins. So now the meme coin guy would actually go about and say, well, now I like meme coins, but I'm also interested in gaming because the gaming guy gave it a really good pitch, right? But it didn't happen the other way around, right? Like for example, one of these guys, I can't remember who, is a Bitcoin maxi, and that guy just doesn't like, he doesn't care what you tell him. He's just like, he just does not like any other crypto, right? Because that's the personality I gave him. So you can experiment in a socialized environment how intelligence behaves, right? And that's kind of like the combination of the social simulation aspect with the DeFi component.
Wow, this is really exciting. I'm really excited about all of this. And also, how do you envision the Degins contributing to the growth and accessibility of the DeFi ecosystem, particularly within the Venus ecosystem?
Well, the main goal that we have with the degens for Venus to start with is to, make it easier to onboard people, right? We want to make it easy for people to jump in here, provision a wallet, have them ready to go, have them be able to upload either their existing cryptocurrencies or just buy with a credit card or whatever, and get into playing and setting out missions or goals for their AIs, right? And this is kind of like there'll be a testnet version, right? So if somebody just wants to use like play money and have fun, they'll be able to do that. But knowing people, they'll probably really set the AI out to like play with real money. So don't put your savings in this, guys. It's just a game, okay? It's just for fun right now. Later on, we'll try to like make it for real, but do not put in your savings in there, right? It's for fun to start, at least as a starter. So the real benefit we want to bring is make it accessible for everybody, give everybody something fun to chat about. And also, one of the most popular things right now is gaming streaming, right? There's like millions of there are more people watching gaming streaming events than the Super Bowl, right? So you can really start to see how people can, how this can really push mass adoption, right? Imagine if you're having a streamer, have fun here, and he has 50 million followers, right? How many people can, the Venus protocol reach thanks to that? And that's kind of like the vision that we have for Venus, and I would say for the DeFi ecosystem at large.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. Later, would there be something like a verification mark, like when you verify an account? Okay. So, thank you so much for sharing this wonderful experience with the Venus community. I'm really excited, and I honestly can't wait for it to go live. I've seen a new addiction. Honestly, I've found my addiction. So, I I think that's all for now. So we've come to the end of the AMA, and I'm seeing a lot. I'm seeing a lot of I'm seeing a lot of questions. I'm seeing a lot of comments. So if I would like to I'll be choosing two questions from the comment section for you to answer. I don't know if that's okay. Is that okay?
Happy to do so. Yeah, yeah, happy to do so. So I think we have one question here that said, it says, how will Venus possibly impact DEGA in 2 to 5 years, right? So, we, for the impact that Venus has on DEGA is huge, right? We want to collaborate with one of the largest ecosystems out there. Like a lot of people, have gotten used to being in part of Venus, but you guys are actually, one of the biggest players in the space, right? So we see ourselves integrated first off in this first step, which is where we're gamifying access and opening operations for the Venus protocol. But we want to bring also all of our gaming economy into Venus, right? Hopefully have a DEGA lending market within Venus, hopefully add it as collateral for device stablecoin and so on. At least that's something that we hope to be able to achieve on our side. And also, as more games are being launched and integrated into the blockchain space, bring those games to your platform, right? So that both TVL grows, lending market grows as well. So we see this as a massive boost for us, at least, and we also expect to be able to give massive value and growth to the Venus ecosystem as well.
Wow. Thank you so much for answering that. I think I'm seeing another question. Someone is asking something about smart glasses. He said, "I have a question. Please tell us about smart glasses Dega are releasing."
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Happy to do so. So for us, every component has to tie in together to the wider vision, right? And the wider vision is to bring down the barriers to access to the blockchain space. And we've already locked in a deal with a provider of smart glasses devices, right? So those will be the first ever crypto native smart glasses in the industry. They'll be colored and themed around Dega's brand. But on our side, we'll be integrating similar AI systems like the one you're seeing here, but that you'll be able to command directly from your smart glasses and be able to have them operate on your behalf, right? And in terms of security, if somebody's concerned, we can always add 2FA systems in which you command via your glasses, but you verify on your phone, etc. So the point is that it ever becomes simpler and easier to be able to interact with DeFi, and obviously within the Venus ecosystems and features.
Okay, no problem. Also, there's sorry, one last question. Someone is asking if there is any upcoming airdrop, or if there are any upcoming airdrop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 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 for sure. So, yeah, absolutely. All the gaming partners that are working with us, there's already four confirmed airdrops. They'll be coming to the DEGA ecosystem and as well to those that hold the Venus Degen characters. So make sure you go into that quest, you fulfill that quest, and that'll qualify you for the Degen's airdrop that's going to be coming up either in Q3 or Q4 of this year. And that one will be tied to the entire artificial intelligence framework that we're developing here, and it'll be pivotal to the in-game utility and the artificial intelligence access. Right.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think that's all for today. Do you have any final comments?
No, on my side, I just got to say I'm really grateful for how the Venus community has welcomed us with open arms. Also, the Venus team has been great. You guys are one of the most professional, serious, and well organized teams in the industry. And I'm not just saying that to be nice. It really is a pleasure working with you. For all of the people in the audience that are part of the Venus protocol, you're in great hands. Make sure to do your part to contribute as well to the ecosystem and help this wonderful team keep growing and pushing across the space. So you can find me now in the Venus Protocol Telegram as well. I commented there a few hours ago. Hit me up with any questions that you have. And also join our DEGA Telegram and Discord if you want to meet our community and learn more about what we have in store for the DGENS protocol.
Okay, thank you very much, Carlos. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. And thank you guys. Thank you for joining us today. Please make sure you follow us on Twitter and join our announcement channel on Telegram so you don't miss out on any important updates or AMAs like this one. Thank you so much for joining us once again, Carlos.
My pleasure, Debbie, and thank you for hosting us. Hopefully, you will get to come back in a few months to
Yeah,
show
I
you
would love
some updates.
that. I would love that. I would love that. Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Do have a wonderful day.
Likewise. Take care, everybody.
Bye.